Hello everybody, now my audio is connected. Well, welcome to the stream. Hola, hello Incentia. Good morning from a very, very smoky Toronto. It is... I haven't been outside lately because it's actually tough to breathe out there. But if you don't know, We are currently having some serious wildfires outside of the city of Toronto right now, and it is not great. Not great. It's blowing smoke in, and it's you know, just not a good time overall. But I've been working on the game. So we're using the Xbox controller right now, by the way, just because I wanted to. I've been told it's actually better for people watching this. Oh, you have an answer, Toronto. Yeah, it's not great right now. It's really not. It's better today. It's better today than it was yesterday. Literally yesterday, I went outside one time to go water my plants, and I was wearing a mask because, like, it's literally like today I went outside just a minute ago, and it smells like a campfire. It, like, literally smells like a campfire out there. But no, that is climate change, in a nutshell, eh? We got... Yeah, it's really just been yesterday and today. Yesterday we had, like, the whole, like, Blade Runner sky situation, which I've never seen before. A little bit scary, but, you know, that's just life. Wow, I mean... Ideally, that wouldn't just be life, but it is life, so, you know, we persevere. We were working on some stuff. So, if you notice, today's stream is called Combat Juice, and that's because we're gonna work on making the combat feel like a little bit more impactful, a little bit more, like, fun to play. So, one thing I did... off stream, since last... Oh, yeah, by the way, if you're a playtester in the Discord server, the new update is fully live, so if you want to play that, it doesn't include what I'm about to show you, but if you want to play the new update, it's, you have a code, so, like, it'll automatically update in Steam. So, one thing I did was I added a new type of attack. So, like, before we had, like, you just had an attack like that, right? But now I made it so that if you attack in, like, quick succession, it does, like, an alternate strike, which I think is pretty cool. And so, if we... Like, I still need to tweak it, though, because, like... There's some stuff with, like, knockback and stuff, that makes it so that the second strike is not particularly effective. So, like, look. Oh, yeah, also, I made it... That's, like, a better sound, I thought, for the crabs. When they get hit, like, it's more impactful. So one thing I want to do is what we're going to do today is we're going to work on some particle effects. So we're going to be doing some graphics actually today, which is, you know, I talk about this being an OpenGL engine a lot, but we don't actually see a lot of that aspect of it. So I think we might actually be touching some shaders today. But we're going to make it so that, like when you hit the crab, there's, like, a little bit of blood that comes out, but I want to make it like a, like, you know, in, like, comic books? Yeah, I guess. I mean, it is actually the same sound, so if I pick this guy up, and then I switch weapons... Oh, wrong weapon. Yeah, okay, there we go. It is actually the same sound as... See, that makes more sense, right? But maybe I need to add, like, another type of impact sound, like, depending on what kind of weapon... I could add that. That could be something else we work on today if we have time. Adding, like, different weapons depending on what kind of hit... Ooh. But that sounds right. That sounds good, right? But yeah, I want to make it so, like in, like, a comic book, it shows, like, there's, like, a big, like, impact, thing that shows when you hit a pow, you know, but, like, not actually writing that out. But I'll show you a picture of what I mean in a second after I kill these friggin' crabs. Yeah, I need to add some, like, different types of sounds. So actually we can see that. So if we look at this guy, I have this little component on each thing that says a hit sound. This is an optional component. Like, it'll fall back to a default, but we have... So I probably need to add, like, a couple different, like a bludgeon... Because if you look at the weapon... So, cutlass. So if you look at our cutlass here, you can see that it has a weapon component and there's a damage type. So I could use this info. Yeah, no, I'll show you what I mean in a second. I could use this damage type info to basically select a different sound from here, right? So maybe I'll work on that after I do the particles. But I'll show you what I mean by the particles in just this. I'll see if I can find a. Okay. Where is this from? Sorry, I'm just... I don't know what comic this is from, but this is exactly what I'm talking about. This kind of, like, shape here. Actually, there are video games do this, too. So, like, 1 second. I should have looked all of my things up beforehand. But, yeah, you can see, like, in Smash Bros, like there's, like, a little particle here, that like a shockwave kind of thing. Yeah, the VFX. We're gonna work on that today. Like this kind of shit. Oh, okay. This is okay. So if anybody who is wondering who is my main in Super Smash Bros, this is my main, Captain Falcon. I love the knee, and I love how it shows that like it shows like the lightning bolt when you hit with the this thing. So, you do strike me as a Captain Falcon main. I don't know what about me makes it obvious that I'm a Captain Falcon main, but that is what I play. Anyway, I'm just gonna pop open a soda here. Usually I drink coffee, but I don't have any ice to make iced coffee, and it's warm out, so we're drinking guarana, which it doesn't say caffeine on the label, but then again, guarana has caffeine in it, so, okay, I see, okay. So I wanted something cold, so we're drinking guarana. Okay, so, what was I looking for? So, first of all, we're gonna need some particles, and, I'm going to show you a great website if you're not familiar with it. If you are a game dev or or you just want to, like, you know, do some art and you want to... Hey, man on a mission, welcome. So this is a great website. Kenny.nl. Shout out to Kenny. Actually, let me just fix this. I'm going to make that hide. I always forget to set that before stream, but, okay, so, if you want some free assets, for all sorts of things, Kenny.nl has you covered, and many of them are absolutely free to use for any purpose. So, basically, you got skyboxes, you got 2D, so we're looking for some VFX stuff, so I'm gonna click VFX here. And I'm going to hit Particle Pack, and this is what we're going to use. It's got all sorts of these, like, little shapes. I've actually already downloaded the Particle Pack, so I'm going to open that up in a second. Download Particle Pack. So, We're going to use the particles with the black background, I think, because I think we're going to do additive blending for these. And, I think we could try a different couple ones, but I'm going to try this one here, for our particle. So, basically, I think when we punch, it's gonna, or not, like, when we hit, it's gonna show this, like, little, sprite here, right? I think that's the plan. And so you can see that there are already some particles that come out, like the blood particles, but they, like, trail off, right? This is gonna sort of stay where it is and, like, pop in. So there's gonna be some animation, of the particles probably in the shader. I mean, the blood splatters are also animated, but in a little bit of a different way. So, with that, we need to... Why don't we get started on that? So let's quit out of here, and then I'll get the stream music on, and then we will get going on that. So. Oh, wait. I should have had that wrong. All right. Cool. We got music. So, we're going to go into Sea Lion. We're in a game world here. We're going to go to where I... So, I got a bunch of particles here. Basically, this needs to all be refactored. I need to, like, sort of, manage all this, because right now, basically, all these particles are hard-coded. That's not going to change today. We're still going to hard-code these particles. But, I'm just going to copy this, and I'm going to call this, we have a class here called Particle Cloud, which I created. And basically, this is just, like, a vertex buffer that, that sits inside GPU memory, and then we can, like, upload new particles to it, right? Basically... So I'm going to call this impact particles. And then I'm going to also create a texture, which is going to be called impact texture. So I'm going to find our... Where do we set the sparkle part? Okay, so... Basically, I'm going to put the... I have to just do a bunch of setup here. So I'm going to copy this from the spark particles. Just as a guess, we're going to say... We're going to leave space for 128... It's an actual vertex buffer. It's a vertex buffer. So I use point sprites for particles. I do not use... A lot of people use like quads and stuff with so there is a uniform buffer as well that has like the particle parameters. But there's a VBO which has the actual particles in it. So I do one vertex per particle. I don't do I don't do like 4 vertices per particle, which a lot of people would do. Because I just use the point sprite feature. Which I believe is, I mean, it exists in Vulkan, so I assume it's a hardware feature. I'm using OpenGL, but I looked to see if it was supported in Vulkan, and it appears that it is. So anyway, I was gonna impact particles. And this is gonna use the impact texture. And also, I believe I can set this to just null pointer, because we don't care about it. No, we can't set that to null pointer. Why not? Oh. It has... Okay, well... we're just gonna set it, because, I mean, it's gonna ignore these. Anyway, so, and is there some stuff? Oh, yeah, we probably need to set some of these parameters here. So I'm gonna set the impact particles. And so this is... So we are using the black mask here. So first of all, I'm going to copy this guy. So we're going to use additive blending for these particular particles. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to find our assets, textures, and everything's just kind of in here. I'm going to also rename this guy to, I should make like a separate directory for particles, but impact. I'm just going to call this impact.png. In Vulkan, you don't really do... I mean, I looked at the API, they exist. I don't know to what extent people actually use them, but they seem to exist. Anyway, and I believe at least on NVIDIA, they have like an optimized point sprite path. Geometry, that doesn't sound right. Like, I can show you the Vulkan API if you want to see it. I mean, at least it's in Spear V. They have point size and stuff like that. Oh, VK, yeah, VK polygon mode point. There you go. Yeah. You just set it to point, and then you use the shader to sample a texture or whatever. Oh, wait. Oh, maybe they can't be scaled. I don't know. Anyway, we're using point sprites. Just so you know. Okay, so what were we doing? We were doing we were gonna set the opacity. Only fill is guaranteed. Anyway, I'll have to give you the details on it later. But we're gonna set the opacity to 0, and there's reasons for that. Because basically it means that we're not using the alpha, and then we need to set this to additive equals true, and then we are going to set the emission to 1.0. I think that should work. Also, so now we need to actually load the impact texture. So that's going to happen up here. Wait, where do we... Spark tags. Okay, so I'm just going to... The impact texture is going to equal... I'm just going to copy that. It's impact.png, if I recall correctly. Impact.png right here. So, now we have our impact particles here. So, let's just make sure that all compiles. And then, I think in character.cpp, in character.cpp, we need to do add. Okay, so this is where we add sparks for the pistol. Where do we add the damage? So, okay, so it seems like everything's loaded fine. we're not actually going to have any impact later because we don't actually add any particles. But, so we're going to swing. Nothing happens, but, so that all compiled fine. So, and this little thing in the corner just tells us that we were loading the texture, basically, in the output. So, take damage here. So, basically we have, there's this little thing here that adds particles here with an impulse. We don't care. Oh, actually, we need to set some other stuff. So, impact particles dot mass is equal to 0 because actually, I do some like physics in the vertex shader. I like simulate gravity and stuff like that. So because I don't want gravity to apply, I'm gonna set the mass to 0. I think that should fix that. But so I think right here in the wait, where do we have player blood particles? So I'm gonna, like, this is really bad design, I think, right here, but just to get this running, we're gonna say extern impact particles. Yeah. So we're gonna reference these. Okay, cool. So, impact particles. So I think literally anytime we hit here, I can literally just do impact particles dot add our position is going to be world position. So like world position here in the take damage, that's like where the impact landed, more or less. Then we're going to do we're gonna do the velocity. So this is, we don't want the we don't want this particle actually moving. It's gonna stay in one spot. So it's gonna do that, and then we're probably gonna want a random rotation. So random angle, and what's this gonna give us? Yeah, this is just gonna give us like a random rotation in radians. I believe this is taking radians. Yeah. Okay, so now if we hit, we should basically get an impact. And we'll have to obviously change the stuff because I think we need to adjust the size and everything. And I also wanted to like pop in. What do we have here? Yeah, scale and everything, yeah. Yeah, I think I want to refactor this whole particle thing. Like have this constructor take a struct with like particle parameters. Because setting all this stuff is kind of tedious. Yeah. So I did more playtests, by the way. And I would say that they were a big success. A lot less people got lost. I would say the majority of people actually found where they were going, which is good. It means that the design has improved. We've disambiguated things. Things are more clear where you should go. Okay. So, where's our particle? Did it... I don't see it. Maybe it's too small. So I'm going to increase the scale. Okay. Impact particles and... Are our particles actually added to the list? Oh, we didn't actually... Whoopsies. My bad. We need to actually add the impact particles to the... But I'm also going to set the scale to something bigger. All right, let's see what happens now. Just waiting for that to load. All right, so if everything is right, we should now get an impact when we hit. So let's grab our weapon and let's wait for the guy to get towards us. Let's do the Xbox controller actually. Oh, it's not on. Ah. Okay. That's a bit big, and also, I wanted to add one particle instead of, because you can see that it's adding a bunch of them. I wanted to just add one, because basically, take damage is actually happening every frame, because you're taking damage, like, over time. So, I need some kind of, like, some kind of, thing. Oh, maybe I shouldn't do it in take damage, but maybe I should do, okay, so maybe I should do it where we have the impact sounds. So I'm gonna take that out, and I'm gonna do weapon. Oh shit. Use hitting. Okay, so basically I have, it's where I play the impact sounds. I think I should just do that. Add the particles in the same place where I add the sounds. Okay, so hit sound. Right here. So basically, this goes through all the enemies. And so basically this damage volume here, it's going to give us a result. A timeline for viewing animations frame by frame. Here's what I can do. I'll show you what happens. It's not like a timeline, but there is a way to frame step it. So I'll show you. But I wanted to. Oh, I took out the particle. 1 second. Actually, I'm gonna add that right back in, and then I'm gonna show you after I do that. So I'm gonna put it where we add the hit sound. So, no hits. Oh, this only hits the first one. 1 second. Yeah. Okay. So I might need to. There might need to be some more interesting refactoring. But for now, I'm just gonna add 1 in the center because technically we can hit multiple enemies. But so I'm just gonna put that there, and then we're gonna frame step through it. So, let's take our weapon. I'm gonna lock onto him. Okay, now right here, I'm gonna click on the character. I'm gonna attack, and then I'm gonna go frame by frame, and we're gonna see the animation. Sorry, let me move this out of the way. So basically, I'm hitting F10, F10 is the single frame stepping button. Okay, there's our impact right there. You can see the particle right here. Yeah, so let's see what that looks like at full speed. I think the particle might need to be brighter. So let's quit out of here. It would be nice if we had some options in the game, but I'm just going to set emission to 4. Let's see what happens. Because it is kind of annoying to have to do a full recompile to change that parameter. But I don't have it hooked up to anything that would be easy to change. But there's a couple things I want to add. I want to make the particle grow when it hits, instead of just immediately popping into existence. Right now, I believe it fades in. Let's look at the parameters we have for particles. So, fade in is 0, so it's actually immediately gonna... how do I make sure that the sound effect plays on the first frame? Basically, there's this flag, weapon is hitting, and it's stored in the character. So basically, well, there's a couple different, yeah, so basically, on the first frame of the hit, the character has this weapon is hitting flag set to false, and then we set it to true when it actually gets hit. So basically, on our first hit, we can say that it's false, and then on all subsequent frames, it's true, right? So basically, if we haven't hit yet, we set, like, and then we know that we're hitting, we add the particles and then set that to true, and then the second time, the flag is true, so it doesn't happen, right? That's how it works, but let's see what happens here. Alright, so it's going to be a much brighter thing, probably. It's going to have some bloom likely happening. Okay. So that's good. That's a good start. But now I want to make it grow. So we're going to have to do some... this is where I think we're going to need to touch our shader. So I have this fade in parameter here. Right now that's set to 0. It means it's possibly... that basically means it's going to, like, fade alpha. But instead of that, I want to do... this is going to be called scale in. So basically, it's going to increase the scale from 0 up to our scale based on how much time we've had that. So that means we need to now go to render.cpp, and this is where we touch shaders. And then we're going to find our UBO parameters. So particle okay, so we can set in scale in here, and that's basically going to be the amount of time it takes to grow from 0 to full size. And then we need to find our shader. So particle okay, so we basically need to make sure our structs match here. So this is the shader in GLSL. And take our scale in parameter. Then we're gonna go to the vertex shader for the particle. So we have this particle aging thing. Okay, so scale factor. Okay, so how do we set scale? It's in this. So we need to take our scale in. I need to basically... So this is... Actually, we can just run this, I think, actually. And then, because we can live reload the shaders. But I just need to make sure that we actually set our particle data. Okay. Just got to make sure my scale in parameter gets set right here. Okay, so now that that's all in there, we should be able to edit this while the game is running, because we can just edit the GLSL. So at the beginning, nothing has changed. Actually, we do need to add one more thing. We need to actually set that parameter to something. So scale in, I'm going to set that to 0.2. That's 200 milliseconds. So 1 is a second, right? So 0.2 is 0.2 seconds. Sorry, I was waiting for this to compile. Yeah, I really do wish there was a... I mean, there is a way to edit this for, like, non... Yeah, so I need to have some kind of... Store this in some kind of JSON file or something to be able to edit it. Or, like, have some IMGUI controls or something. I actually need to... Because I changed that parameter. I need to just compile that, but... Let's see. All right, so basically what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to have, there's this thing, particle aging. I think we basically just want to multiply, oh, wait. I need to copy that, basically. So, here we go. Let's grab our thing. And let's actually go up here because I think technically it doesn't need to actually hit an enemy in order to set that off, but I'm going to probably fix that, but let's... Yeah, so there we go. See, it just pops in right there. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the shader. Can I? Yeah, okay, so I just want to do this so that we can see both things. So, I'm going to take my, can I zoom it? Yeah, maybe you guys can see that a little bit better. So, we have this thing that basically says if the age is longer. Okay, so, I think that actually... sorry, I'm just... Yeah, I think we can just use this, actually. So, I'm gonna call this, so we got scale factor and we got scale here. I'm gonna do, float, adjusted scale. Oh, I spelled that wrong. Adjusted scale is going to equal age over scale in. Now, every time we use scale, we can simply use the... Oh, and we need to multiply that by scale. So our adjusted scale is what we're actually going to use instead of our... So now, I can hit reload shaders here and see what happens. There we go. It grows. I feel like it's... I feel like I would want it to be like a... Because that's just like a linear growth. I feel like I want like exponential or like... Or like, let's... What happens if I do... If I... Okay. So this is gonna be... Float... Scaling... Scaling animation factor is equal to this. And then I'm going to do the square of that. So this is capped at 1. So that means that 1 squared is 1. So does that look a little... Well, let's see what it looks like, because I feel like maybe 200 milliseconds is too slow, right? What if we, instead of doing that, I have another idea. Let's do a smooth step. So it's gonna like kind of ease in and ease out. So, we'll do, instead of doing square, we'll do smooth step. 0, 1, and then scaling factor. Scaling animation factor. So, save that. Reload our shaders. I actually think that looks better. So I think we're going to go with the smooth step. Just because I think that looks the best. And let's see, I think we might need to make it go a little bit faster, but for now, I'm gonna just see, I'm gonna hit this guy and see what that looks like. Yeah, I think that's good. Our hit point looks like it's not being calculated super well. Yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, making it faster is quite easy. Unfortunately, because all this stuff is hard-coded, it does mean we need to recompile it, but that's fine. So, a good rule of thumb when you're trying things out is have things or double them. That's a good way to find the right value. Like, making a small change is, it looks more like dust is getting spilled rather than a hit, visual effects, yeah. But also, I think the lifetime might need to be smaller. Like, maybe it needs to pop out of existence as well. I'm wondering if it should scale out? Yeah, oh, right, because I do the, right, that's what this whole thing is. Yes. Because then it fades out. Okay, so I'm gonna need to add some more parameters, actually. Alright, well, let's see what happens here. Pick that up. Okay, that actually... That looks better, I think. But it sticks around for too long, I think. I think the lifetime needs to be shorter. Because right now it fades out. But I'm wondering if it should, like, bloop, like pop back in. I'm not... probably not. I feel like it should fade out. Because I could make it pop in and then pop out. I mean, let's see what that looks like if we have it pop back out. Because right now it's just fading out. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to... we'll edit the shader to basically copy the same logic we have for the fade out, right? So, this stuff, this is me. If age is smaller than scale in, return that. Otherwise, this expression here. Scale in. So let's just see what that looks like if that compiles. Let's reload our shaders. Now, let's see what happens. So it should shrink as well as grow. I don't know. What do we think? What do we think? Maybe I also need to smooth step that. I think, let's try it with, oh, I didn't need to close that, but, oh no, it is with a smooth step. That is being smooth stepped. So that's actually good already. It looks worse, in your opinion. Well, let's just try to make the fade out faster then. So in that case, I'm gonna set the lifetime. Right now, lifetime is equal to, what do I default lifetime to? 1. Oh, that's pretty long. Let's have that. So 0.5. So that's 500 milliseconds. So this is the same same parameters. I mean, sorry, the same shader as prior to this, but we've just made it a lot faster now. But I think I am going to need some way to adjust this with IMGUI, so maybe we'll work on that in a little bit. Because we do have our particle emitter. Sorry. So I'll take this guy. What do you think? I think it looks better. Just making it faster made it look a lot better, I think. I think we might need to make it brighter again, though. Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna... Okay. Well, okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make it We're gonna make a reasonable way to edit this, because I think this is too finicky having to recompile every time. So we're gonna take all these parameters and so I'm gonna go to here. So we have all this stuff. I'm gonna create a struct. What do we have here? It's particle. Okay, so I'm gonna create this struct, and this is gonna be called hit particles. And I think what we'll do is we'll attach this to the player, this component, and this is all going to get serialized and everything, so we can save everything correctly. But we're basically going to add a bunch of wait, where is it? Okay, it's going to have a particle cloud. And, I think that might be... Oh, we need to give it some... No. That's actually all good. I think that's all it needs. So, that means we can actually take all this stuff. We can comment this. We can actually get rid of impact particles. And get rid of impact texture. And we can allow this to all be specified in the game. So... one second. So we're gonna go back to our character. Actually, we're gonna need to... Oops. Okay, character.cp. So where we do the impact... So instead of impact particles, we're gonna do... If self dot has or to try get component hit particles. So if we have this component, oh, it has to be in render. We're gonna do impact particles equals this. Okay, so, yeah, I think impact particles dot cloud dot add. Okay, now get rid of that. I'm just gonna comment this out, but also we're gonna need to wait, what do we have it? Update particle emitters. I'm basically gonna copy this, and this is gonna be update hit particles. This is just gonna make sure that, like, basically the renderer gets that they get sent to the renderer properly. Okay, so that should be good. Now we need to build a... to get rid of JSON serializer. What's that? We need to go to our JSON serializer, and we need to make sure that we have all this stuff savable. So where do we do particle emitter? So I'm just gonna copy that, add it to our list here. Hit particles. basically, anytime we're doing the particle... Whoopsies. Anytime we access the particle emitters, it's going to... Subbed. Watching guys like you gives me some hope. Well, thank you, Professor Klepp. Ah, hi all, Hadjev. Hello. Welcome again. Yeah, thank you, Professor Klepp. Glad you're tuning in. I'm here for you to watch. And thank you for the sub. I think everybody else is subbed that's been in chat at least. But anyway, if you're not subbed, you should sub. Be like Professor Klepp. So, anyway, particle emitter. So, we're gonna basically do this. And we're gonna set our hit particle. Hit particles. Okay, so now we actually need to make our deserialization function and our serialization function. So I'm going to literally just copy this, because this is for the particle emitter. Basically because we're saving the stuff from the cloud, not the... hit particles. Then we can get rid of that. Get rid of that. We just need to basically remove stuff from it. Okay, so the fade in, we're gonna need to add scale in. Actually, we should also add scale into the particle emitter, because that's also a new parameter. Yes. So, that's the serialization function. Now we need to do the deserialization function, which we're just going to copy this. And basically do the same thing. Hit particles. Wait, where's this? Did we save the preload buffer thing? Yeah, anyway. So our particle emitter, we also need to add scale in. So we simply delete the stuff that's not relevant here. And then we add the scale in. Okay, we're almost done with the serialization. Now we need to add an editor. We need to add an editor window so we can start editing this stuff. It's going well, hi all, by the way. Thank you for checking. We're just adding some, like, combat particles and stuff, like some more juice to the combat system. So, we're gonna find, no, we're actually already in. Okay, so copy that. We're basically just copying stuff from particle emitter, and we're making them hit particles. Okay, so okay, so we also, okay, so we're, once again, we're just going to copy the UI for this, and change it because it's going to have some things that are hit particles, and that's going to be called hit particles. And now we can see there's a bunch of stuff that we no longer need, but we're going to add our scale in. So, yeah, add it here too. So now everything should save properly. So that means we won't need to recompile every time we want to change stuff. We can even change which particle it is, like, if everything works. Let's reload that. All right. Do we have an error? Yeah, we did. Ah, we simply don't need this guy anymore. That's why. That's all. So, build. How do I cancel a build in C-Line? Oh, it's, I think yeah, there we go. Because I need to redo the build after I fix that issue. All right. Yeah, eventually I want to get all this stuff into JSON files instead of like there's a lot of shit that's hard coded here. Even the material of our actually these can probably be gotten rid of. These can probably be gotten rid of because I think that's already set somewhere. I think that should be set in player.json. But yeah, that would get rid of some extra lines of code that we don't need. All right, waiting for this. C++ does like to take its time to compile, and we are compiling in release mode because the game runs faster. But the whole point of what we just did is to be able to change these parameters without having to recompile. We have like data that's going to be stored and serialized and everything now. So now, let's get into the game here. So I can now take my player. I'm going to add a component. I'm going to add the visual hit particles. And we need to add in our texture. So we need to find where is our oh, 1 second. View window material editor. Hey Denjay 121, hello again. We need to get our impact, and I think we just drag that guy in here. Save prefab. Okay, so once again, we're just gonna copy these parameters. Mass is equal to 0. I just have this window. I'm gonna copy these things in here. So mass is 0. We have additive equals true. Scale in we had to 0.1. Or is it? Yeah, scale in was 0.1. Fade in was 0. Lifetime was 0.5. Opacity was 0. Emission was 4. That's something that we might want to change. And then scale was 1. I actually think I'm going to set scale to 0.8. I'm going to make it a tiny bit smaller. Then we're going to save prefab. And now, if everything is correct, when we hit, it should trigger the particle. And then we can budget Jim. Now this is programming, yes. So now we won't have to recompile. So I'll pick that up. And that didn't trigger. Why didn't that trigger? Okay, I'm gonna just quickly check something. So we're gonna find our. I just want to make sure all this stuff got saved. So I'll go to my player.json. Do we have our hit particle? Yeah, okay, so our hit particles got saved. And we do have all the parameters. Wait, where's scale? Oh, scaling to sit here properly. What physics engine do you use? I use a heavily modified version of the Bullet physics engine, and you should not use it. You should not use Bullet. It's not a great physics engine. It has some issues. I mean, it was a great physics engine, but unfortunately, it has some performance issues and some other issues, and it's no longer being actively maintained by its developers. So as a result, I use a modified version of it because I have had to fix bugs and add features that they will not. Jolt is what a lot of the cool kids are using these days. Although Box 3D just came out, so might want to look into that. I don't know. Okay, so but why isn't this happening? We're not getting our particle. Are we actually impact dot impact particles? Are we actually getting these added? Is this going to... Okay, so they're getting added. That's good. But are they getting drawn? I've played with Box 3D. It's nice. Jolt is great too. Yeah. So yeah, just like, you know, Bullet was a great choice when I made the decision of which physics engine to use, which is longer ago than I care to admit. But these days, there are new options that you could be using. So, why is this... So I'm going to go into Game World. We have our... I think I know why. Wait, maybe I don't. Visual update. Okay, so here's our visual update. Do we actually call the... Where's our... hit particles? Okay, so we actually do add them. But they're not getting drawn. Why aren't they getting drawn? Maybe... Whoopsies. Okay, let's look at our hit particles here. What's wrong here? Opacity is 0. Additive is true. Alright, I'm gonna just... Let me quit out and then go back and see what happens. Ugh. C beats C++ in physics. I'm sorry, hi all, but, that's not necessarily accurate. Like, you're comparing two physics engines and then saying that it's the language that is the... Like, if Box 3D is faster than Jolt, that doesn't mean that C is better at physics than C++. It just means that Box is faster than Jolt, which I don't even know if that's true. Just be careful when you're making broad statements, right? Like, I thought I could make my own physics engine. You can. People do it. I did not, because I wanted to work on other things. Okay, so why is this not getting triggered? Opacity. Alright, let's set opacity to this and see what happens. Am I not... Emission? Man, let's set these all... Oh, it's that... Let's set that to 0, actually. See what happens. Maybe the scaling is all off. Lifetime. Let's do 10. Okay, it's not... Why is it not... Okay, so we might need to... So it is getting added to the renderer. But it's not getting rendered somehow. So... why is it not getting rendered somehow? Let's... Physics collision detection has always been the biggest struggle. Yeah, that's... Yeah, it's... Maybe developers do not accurately. The skill of the program will be the bottleneck, not the language. Yes, I would say in general that's true. That's not true for every language. Like, you know, you're never gonna write a good physics engine in Python. It's just like it will never be performant, right? So it's like, but yeah, like when you're talking about C versus C++, I guess probably you're right. But like, yeah. Okay, so why isn't this getting drawn? So I might need to open up Insight here. Here we go, NVIDIA Insight. And that's going to, we're going to debug the game here. Keep. So, I'm going to basically, oh, I need to actually grab the stick first. I love my, okay. Insidious. Okay, so. Wait. I'm gonna go frame by frame. Okay, so the sound, I'm gonna do one more frame. Let's see what happens, here. Captured for live analysis. So if you've never used this program before, this is NVIDIA Insight. Very handy for debugging graphic stuff. Unfortunately, it's made by NVIDIA, who I hate now. But, you know, it does the business. So we're going to go into where we add the... Okay. We're under color particles. So, wait, where's the... let's look at our fragment shader here. So, color texture. So this is basically rendering all the particles, and we're gonna look here to see where our actual, it should be the last one probably. Yeah, so. Oh, okay, so it might be the one right before that actually. It doesn't seem to be getting added. That's interesting. So these are our... So yeah, this is the waterfall texture, by the way, if you were wondering. How many thousands of events are there? There's a lot of events. You know, actually, like, you know, there's just a lot of stuff going on. It's actually not thousands. It's probably, I think I'm doing like hundreds of draw calls per frame, maybe less than 100. It's actually not that many. And that's because we're using some batching. Yeah. Interesting. Where's... Yeah, so we got the fire, we got this, we got... Okay, I'm gonna go... Yeah, we're not getting any draw calls that seem to be using the texture. Why is that? Maybe we're missing something. I think we're probably... There's probably some setup step that I forgot to do here. Do you batch trees? Yeah, the trees... Basically, I'm rendering probably like 1,500 trees in a single draw call. So yeah, basically the trees are... The trees are batched, but also like I'm using multi-draw interact. So you... Because like... A lot of the trees are like in the same vertex buffer because they're like sort of variations upon the same thing. You can actually put multiple different types of trees into the same draw call, so you can save some performance that way. Okay, so I think I'm probably all right. Let's see. This is preload particle buffer thing. I don't even want that, but... Okay. feel like, okay, add particles. Okay, so I'm going to go into debug mode. We're going to recompile in debug mode. And we're going to try to follow what's going on here. So we... I use forward rendering, so it's a little... I use forward rendering as well. I also use forward rendering. However, if you do forward rendering, are you using a depth prepass? I highly recommend it. The depth prepass is well worth it. You do end up submitting all your draw calls twice. It's a little bit less than twice because you can batch certain things when it's depth only versus when it's that you couldn't normally do if they have textures. So I highly recommend doing a Z prepass. It makes forward a lot more efficient. Yeah, Z prepass is the way to go, in my opinion. Okay, so I'm gonna put a breakpoint right here, and we're gonna see what happens. So it seems that we're not generating the draw. Oh. Does the normal have to be? Interesting. Apparently it has to have a normal map, even if it doesn't use one. Weird. Okay, well that's simple enough. I need to basically make my errors probably better for that. Probably need to give an error when that happens. But it should be simple. So. Actually, you know what? I should make you allowed to not have a normal map here. So I'm gonna... Okay, where do we do prepare for rendering? So, I'm gonna do if normals. And I'm actually gonna... Let's just make this so that it works, even if you don't have a normal map. Then... particles. Okay, so where do we set the normal textures? So we're gonna do cloud.normals. Otherwise we're gonna use where's my flat normal? One second. Oh, interesting. I don't seem to do it in... Oh, wait. Here we go. This might need to be... I'm just gonna make this, like, global particle. Literally just do it right at the top of the thing here. We'll fix this later. Actually, we can make it a member of the render state. Don't like screen paste effects for ambient shadows. I developed my own solution. That's interesting. Okay, so in here I'm just gonna add a we're gonna do intrusive pointer texture our flat normal. And then we'll set to null pointer by default. And then we have where do we set up our render state? Okay. What? Oh, this is okay. This is where we set up our render state. So I think we can literally just do our flat normal is equal to that. Okay, now we can fix our issues. Flat normal. Okay, so that's already being brought in. So where do we do our particles? I can fix this and just use flat normal instead. Now this should work, I think. Yeah, I don't know. I think SSAO works pretty well. But you do have to, like, if you use a radius that's too big, obviously you're gonna run into issues with the fact that it's in screen space. But if you use a decently small radius, it's not that big of a problem in my opinion. Maybe I need to... There we go. That should work. What I did is something similar to LPV. Oh, you're making an RTS. That's pretty cool. Wait, you aren't Ava using another username, are you? No, I'm joking. But yeah, RTSs are cool. We need more of them. I spent a lot of time, like, for a while that was like the only genre I played of games. Have a lot of hours in AoE 2. Played a lot of Age of Mythology. Bunch of other games too that are a little bit of StarCraft, not as much though. But yeah, AoE 2, that was the big one for me. So if everything is good, we should... I suck at RTSs, but they're fun. Yeah. If any RTS I made would be highly unbalanced. Yeah. It's quite easy for that to happen. Especially, like... Yeah. You know what I think, though? I think we need more single-player RTSs, actually. Because, like, basically... Okay, what do we have? What's the issue here? Do I just need to do... Is it telling me that's undefined? Incompatible. Oh! I need to call get render handle. That should do it. Yeah. Like, if it's single player, then you don't need to obviously worry so much about friggin' balancing, but, like... Yeah, no, I just found, like, I do love multiplayer RTSs, and I play them... Like, obviously, that is what I'm mostly playing. I still play AoE 2, by the way. Like, I do mostly play multiplayer stuff, but that's just because there aren't really any good single-player RTSs. And, like, obviously, I've already played the AoE 2 campaign, like, a million times, so, like, no point in me playing that. But, like, yeah. I think campaigns are good, and we need games that have good multiplayer and good campaigns, which I know is a tall order. But all right, let's see. Is this actually gonna work now? There we go. We got our impact. Do you see that? All right, so I'm gonna take my hit particle, and I'm gonna increase the emission to let's go something real big, like 100. Yeah. You see that? That might... 100 might be too much, but... Does it impact when I hit the barrel? Probably. Yeah. So, let's go... 25. I think 25 is a good... For an OpenGL game, this looks really cool. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing you can do in like besides ray tracing, there's really nothing you can do in any other API that you can't do in OpenGL. Like, ray tracing is really the only thing you can't do. And I don't really like ray tracing, so, you know. I mean, I probably will switch to Vulkan, but, like, you know, for now, OpenGL is fine. Alright, nice. Okay, so let's get the sword. And let's, take out our sword. Let's hit these guys. Whoopsies. So what do we think? What do we think? Before the campaign, I need to finish the enemy after it's super renowned, it becomes very unbalanced. Vulkan and DX11 are more performant. No, I really don't know much. DX11, no. No, Kronos does not say that. They might have said that a long time ago, but that is definitely not what they're saying now. Anyway, so common misconception. So DX11 and OpenGL are about the same level. Like, they're pretty much equivalent, Vulkan and OpenGL. DX11 and OpenGL are pretty equivalent. However, Vulkan can be more performant. It doesn't mean that it is more performant. So you couldn't just expect to rewrite this game in Vulkan and have it be faster, but Vulkan will give you more opportunities to optimize, if that makes sense. Yeah, and also I'm not CPU bound at all. DX12 is similar to Vulkan. Although, I don't know. I've played a lot of poorly performing DX12 games, so that's, I don't know. Like, yeah, so, like, a lot of it comes more down to just how well optimized the game is, rather than what specific API it's using. But Vulkan and DX12 will give you more opportunities to optimize. Whether or not you actually take them, that's up to you. It's not just a case of the API is more efficient. It can be, but you can also make it less efficient. But anyway, I probably will switch to Vulkan eventually, but it's a case of I started this before Vulkan was really this engine a long time ago, before Vulkan was really a viable platform. Actually, even before it existed, because I've been working on this for a while. But the game I've been working on for considerably less time. But I'm too kind of busy working on the game to have to deal with switching out APIs at the moment. So it's like, it's just not worth it to switch, because I mean, I have VSync on right now, so you can see I'm capped at 60 FPS. But like, Vulkan is single-threaded, and sorry, OpenGL is single-threaded, and Vulkan and DX12 is not. Okay, that's, like, technically true, but it's not as big of a deal as you might think. Let me show you something. So, we have here, I'm gonna open Tracy. So, this is my game running, and we have our Tracy profiler here. We'll pause that, and we'll go back to, where's the actual... Okay, so this is my draw, this is my draw, thing. Like, this is my render pass right here, right? This is all the OpenGL stuff. Technically, all the communication with OpenGL is in one thread, but, like, you see all this stuff here, but that doesn't mean we can't do shit while that's happening. Like, there's all this rendering work being done that can be done while you're doing OpenGL stuff in another thread. So it's like, once again, I'm only doing a few hundred draw calls. You don't really need that many draw calls. So, like, technically all the draw calls need to be in one thread, but you can do stuff like upload to the GPU asynchronously in other threads and stuff like that. So it's like, It's like, yes, technically you need to do all your draw calls in one thread, but that's not as big of a problem as you might expect, because you can do other stuff in the other threads, right? That doesn't mean your game engine is going to be single-threaded. Like, let's go back to where are we actually doing some physics here? Here we go. So, this is where we're doing, like, look at all this stuff that's going on in all these other threads while we're doing stuff, right? And then we have, like, all these different render threads happening, right? So it's like, yeah, also, this is all stuff on the CPU. Once we hit this here, we're waiting on the GPU, right? And the primary advantage of, like, Vulkan and all that stuff is, like, if you're CPU bound. But no, we're GPU bound. Look at all that GPU time. I mean, technically that's actually not true because we have VSync on. I'm going to turn off VSync for just a second. I don't think OBS is going to like that. But, okay, so we're at 120-something. 130-something. Let's actually discard that and reconnect. So this is our actual... I'm sure OBS is not liking this. Let's turn VSync back on, but... alright, so... even with VSync off, although OBS is running, so it's probably making things slower, we still have to wait for the GPU, right? So it's like it doesn't matter how fast you can put in draw calls if your GPU isn't fast enough to keep up with it, right? Yeah, so it's like, and basically on the GPU side, the APIs are all pretty similar. Not identical, but pretty similar. GPUs handle draw calls one after another, and an API cannot change that. Technically, that's actually not true. GPUs don't handle draw calls one after the other. They appear to, but in reality, they don't. That's not an assumption that always holds. Technically, it can be doing, like, different parts of a draw. Like, that's an illusion, actually. But anyway, we have our impact. I think that looks pretty cool. So I'm going to quit out of that. We're going to go to our player.json. And I'm going to go ahead and set that emission to 25, which is what I think we're going to set. So, we have our impact particles. Now, I think we're going to do some audio. I think let's work on some sound stuff. So, it was brought up at the beginning of stream that that we should have different impact sounds for when we hit with different weapons. So I'm gonna stop that. So let me show you. So I'm gonna grab this guy. We're gonna grab this guy. So I'm gonna take out my guy, and I want you guys to listen. I'm gonna turn up the volume here. Do you hear that? Maybe I need to rewatch some GDC again. Yeah. So you hear that impact sound when we hit that, and then we go to here? It's the same sound, and actually, if we go to the crabs, and we hit the crab with this guy, that's an impact sound there, but then if we switch to the, this guy, it's different from hitting the tree, but the impact sound with the two weapons is the same. So what we need to do is we need to take our guy here. We need to take this hit sound, and we need to give it another... We need to give it another thing, depending on what kind of weapon it is. So, I'm going to mute our music, and then we're going to start working on that. So, I'm going to find my hit sound. So, I'm going to go to... Wait, where's my weapon type? Weapon.h. So... we have all these different types of damage. Really, we only use, like, a couple... We don't use... Actually, I don't think I've used cold or chemical yet. I've used all of these other ones before. But technically, I defined those. I don't... like, thinking I would use them at some point, and then I never did. But anyway. The website deleted that statement. Yeah. So... they were asked about multi-threading, and they replied that the GPU cannot... Okay, so... that's 2014. That's, like, what, 12 years ago? GPU design has evolved. Yeah. So that may have been true in 2014, but it's likely not true now. Or it's definitely not true now. Yeah. But also, keep in mind that multi-threading is not the same thing as GPU parallelism, right? The GPU can be, like, when you submit a draw call, that doesn't mean that the GPU handles that draw call immediately, right? It gets put onto a queue, and then the GPU gets to go through that queue in whatever order they want. Actually, you know what? If draw calls were guaranteed to happen in a certain order, then there wouldn't be memory barriers, right? Memory barriers exist, and they exist in OpenGL too. They don't just exist in Vulkan. Memory barriers are to make sure that all the things you need to do have finished before you start the next thing, right? Yeah. So, what are we gonna do with this guy? I think I'm gonna make this a map. Is it gonna be a map or is it gonna be an array? I'm gonna make an array. And I'm gonna... it's kind of annoying how... because I feel like maybe I shouldn't... Okay, I'm not gonna define this in sound. I'm gonna define this... Oh, but then does weapon need to include sound? One moment. Okay, I'm gonna put it into the Omni header, which is... we'll deal with this later. Does this include weapons? Yeah, it does. So, we're gonna take a, I'm gonna add a little thing here. So, we're gonna do a, std array, of type sound data. And it's gonna be hit sounds. And it's gonna take, weapon, damage type. Nice. Item. Oh, this needs to be... can I... I'm gonna put this in this namespace here, in the items namespace. Oh, actually, I'm gonna move it out of the items namespace because it's... Alright. Okay, so items... Item? No. Oh. damage type. That explains those anti-lag settings. Yeah. GPUs are really complicated. Most of the time, when people are trying to explain how they work, they have to make oversimplifications, right? Yeah. If GPUs were less complicated, you might have more than 3 companies that make them. Yeah. So, and in fact, there were more companies that used to make them back when they were less complicated. Okay, so. Okay, that's good. We're gonna go back into character CP. We're gonna notice that, hit sounds, and then we're gonna look up weapon damage type. That's actually, ooh, I'm sorry, I'm having some thoughts. So hit sounds. Then we're gonna need to make that W damage type. Is it type? Is that? That's damage type. Okay. I guess it's a not a. Okay, cool. So that's gonna look up into that, but. What happens if it's null pointer? Yeah, actually, I need to add this back. That's just gonna be sound. So that's gonna be if this is gonna be like the fallback. I'm gonna call it fallback. If we don't set a sound, we're gonna go back to this one. So, so we're gonna do auto. Sorry, I'm thinking. Auto sound equals that. Make it a reference. So we're gonna do if not sound. We're gonna set sound to sound equals hit. Okay, and if still not sound, if we still don't have that, actually, so if hit sound, sound is equal to hit sound. Otherwise, oh, actually, 1 second. Can we just, I think we can just copy that. Okay, that's fine, actually. I think we can just copy a sound data type. If any of that is... So else, we are going to set... Actually, we can just do this. Hit sound up buffer equals hit buffer. And this can be... So, if... And then we'll make this else. So you just have these three here. That can be a reference. Okay, so now let's go to the editor. We'll add some UI for this. We're gonna go probably half an hour over on stream, I think. So I'm gonna add some more sound selects now. So, this is gonna be called default sound. Then we're gonna do, excuse me. We will do, sorry, I'm gonna go to my weapon damage types. I'm gonna copy these. Oh, actually, that should be... Yeah, I mean, I might clean this up later, but for now, we'll just do this. So, excuse me, I need to drink some. My voice was getting a little bit harsh there. Okay. I guess I was doing mold development for so long and stuck in the past. Classic vertex arrays are still a core feature in OpenGL ES. Yeah, I would say you should always double check whether or not your priors are still hold true when you're questioning whether you should do something. It sounds... Why you not? Okay. Items... Weapon untyped. Okay, cool. Yeah, we can just copy these. Untyped, bludgeoning, piercing, slashing, fire, electricity. I'm gonna ignore the cold and chemical for now, but untyped. Bludgeoning. Piercing. Slashing. Fire. And electricity. Just line up my little guys here. Okay, so now we need to go back to our JSON serializer, and we need to make sure that we actually serialize the correct fields. So, I am looking for a hit sound. Ooh. It looks like I need to... That's annoying. Can I just... Oh, there's all these indices. Whoopsies. So, I'm going to copy that. Actually, you know what? It'll just be a list. So, we will do... So, this is going to take probably a second here. Our key is going to be... Ooh, 1 second. Crab.json. Where do we have our hit sound? Okay, okay, cool. Ah. Okay. I see. I see. So this is going to be, hit sounds. We're gonna add a colon. We're gonna start an array. Then we're gonna end our array. Then we're gonna copy all this crap here. Hit. We're gonna surround this with our get sound index. We might run into some issues because this is having to like save some special assets and everything, so it's gonna be maybe a little weird, but that's fine. All right, so let's append key value. No, actually, we just need to append value. Is that gonna work? Why you not? Oh, well, you also need to pass it this. I'm trying to remember, how do we append an int? Oh, actually, can I just do this? That's actually maybe better. Oh, wait, no, but then I have to do a... Oh, and we need to add commas in between each one of these. Yeah, I think it should automatically do the... this is a very manual way of writing JSON. I have... and the reason this is because I have to basically load all these sounds. The other types that are simpler get to just basically, like, you know... they basically get to do some less complicated shit. But... what does get sound index do? Ah, okay, so I actually probably need to do one more step here, which is hit sound. Oh, actually, that was probably there. Okay, so... this is to deserialize the hit sound. So... you can do auto snd equals this. Then... oof. We're gonna need to get a bunch of these. I'll make this std array int and our weapon types, num damage types. Num this thing here. Oh, actually, you know what I could do? I could literally just do hit sounds dot size, because oh, we can't do that. Why can't we do that? I'll do is it? Yeah. It's no? Why don't you like that? Fine, I'll just do what I had before. wish I could just... Oh, actually, I could do... What am I doing? Sound dot hit sounds dot size. It's const expr, so it should work. Because it's an array. Then we're just gonna load all that. So hit sounds dot get sound indices. Yeah. Cool. Then we can do for auto sound in, I'm sorry, index in sound indices. We're going to sound dot hit sounds at that index. You know what? Yeah. Just for ease of use, I'm gonna make this a std vector int. So for auto size t index equals and then we'll do auto the last, just for safety, because we want to make sure that everything's all good. We're gonna do if last element is equal to sound std min sound indices dot size and our sound dot hit sounds dot size. So we'll call it size. Index is 0. I small size. So basically we can just do this. The auto index equals we can call this also default index. Sound indices at I. Okay. There's one more place where we need to basically deal with this. Yeah, we have our sound refs. So, we're gonna go for auto, index. Ooh, wait. What's going on here? Okay, yeah. For auto sound in Did you start learning OpenGL before C++? No, I learned C++ first. Okay, so then we're gonna do, for each one of these, we're gonna update the sound ref. So that's gonna be here. Cool. That should be good. I think that's gonna work now. We'll see what happens. I could technically have broken something, but we'll be fine. Lots of people jump OpenGL before C++. Well, I don't know how you would do that. Sorry. My camera's frozen. Let me fix that. It looks like I'm flipping you off, doesn't it? But I swear I'm not doing that intentionally. Where's my camera? Come on. Okay, my camera is not responding. Apparently. They come back to learn C++. Like, are they using OpenGL in another language? Like, I mean, you can do that. Why is my camera not working? Let's try that. How do I reset this? And my build failed, and my camera's frozen. Why is my camera frozen? Let's unplug it and plug it back in again. Let's try that. Okay, well, there's a light on it now. Oopsies. OBS doesn't like that. Did I break everything? Okay, so, camera. Okay. Why are you not working? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We have issues with my camera. You can't see me. You can't see me. I'm doing the John Cena thing, but you can't see it because you can't see me. Why are you doing this? Okay, maybe I have to encoding overloading. Let's try add source. Alright, we'll give it a... Did my camera like overheat or something? I don't know. Let's try plugging. Okay, so. No. Add source. Video. Let's do video capture device. New video capture device. What happens here? Okay. Encoding over... Why is my camera busted? It's not showing. Alright. Unplug it. Give it a little minute to cool down. Maybe like overheated or some shit. I don't know. Does that happen? Does that happen to cameras? Sorry. Let's just look at our errors while I'm dealing with that. Not size... What? What? Right here. Not right there. Right, right here. Oh, it's because this should be called default index, that's why. Okay. So, they look at OpenGL code and do not understand C. Yeah, I know, it is unfortunately very hot. And I am near a window. No. I'm still flipping off the camera, apparently. Oh, wait. The light's not on the camera, which is confusing. Do I have to switch back to the old camera? The shitty camera? Okay, still frozen. Could give me like a minute or something to like deal with this, and if not, we'll switch back to the shitty camera. Encoding overloading. Am I? Is the stream lagging out a bit? By the way, I'm kind of wondering. Because I'm getting some messages from OBS that would imply that it is. Why don't you? C++ is the GOAT. That is true. That is absolutely true. So, I guess we'll just hide the camera for now. Cause, okay, I'll be like 2 seconds. I'm just gonna grab the other camera. Okay. I'll be 2 seconds. The stream gets extended. Yeah, it does. What happens here? That's not it. Video capture device. That guy. Where are you? Resolution. Well, that's not working at all either. I think we might just have to not use a camera. Oh, well, it's showing up there. What if I, no, let's delete that. One more try with the good camera. Okay, it's detected the camera, but it's not I bet you I have to restart OBS, but I'm not going to do that because that's going to potentially interrupt our stream. Okay, let's... Is there a way to just, like... Yeah. Okay, we're going no camera. No camera at all, apparently, is what we're having to do. Sorry about that, guys. We're just having technical difficulties. That happens from time to time. So, I basically, I probably would have to restart OBS. But let's look at what happens when we click on the crab. We have hit sound. Oh yeah, and we have all these things. So let's see if the regular thing still works. If we can hit the crab. So. That worked. So. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get a new sound. We're gonna make a new sound for the We're gonna make a new sound for the slicing. And for that we need to open Reaper. Actually, before we open Reaper, we're actually gonna close Reaper. We're gonna open up fsearch, which is a tool I use to find files. I'm going to leave the music off for now because we're looking for audio stuff. So I'm going to do slice. That's a slice. Can you guys hear that? Okay. If I play that? Yeah, that does seem to be playing. But that's not what I want. Slash? Maybe a slash. Whoop. That's a little loud. Ooh. It has like a little bit of a metallic impact in it. I like that. We're gonna cut that up and use it. We're gonna use that for some... Wait, what was it? Gore large metal. Wait, what's that? Let's just hear the other ones. Well, I might just layer some... Ooh, I like that. Anyway, we'll work with some stuff. But let's open up Reaper. This... Oh, we already have... So this is our crab impact sound. It's basically... Wait, can you guys hear that? No, you can't. What? Jack. Do I gotta do? Oh, I gotta do. Jack control here. Okay, so, I need to take Reaper and send. Where's my OBS input here? Ooh. Send that. I think no. There's like an OBS input client or something. Fuck, I can't remember how the. Sorry, my Linux is a whole thing about audio. How do I get this into OBS so you guys can hear Reaper? Is it the Jack client? Oh, right here. So take that here and take that here. Hopefully you guys can still hear me okay. You guys can let me know if there's a problem. But now, there we go. You guys should hear that. It's probably a little bit loud on your end, so I'm going to turn that down a little bit. So, that's the current impact sound. I'm going to copy these effects, and we're going to sort of layer in our own. We're going to layer in some more stuff here. So, I'm going to take my large metal knife sound. Oopsies. Put that on a new track. That adds like a little wait, what's that? Okay, so I'm gonna find some what was the thing that I found in F-search called? Wet stab. Okay. I actually just want this tail bit at the end, so I'm gonna cut that out. We're gonna sort of just like layer these. Like, I find you get the best sound effects when you like layer a bunch of different sound effects. So, I think. So we're gonna reduce the level of this guy here. We're gonna take that guy and just turn him down a little bit, so we get a little bit less of that. I can also trim this down because we don't need all these. Trim that down to here. Yeah. Your voice cracked, then your device had some cracking issue. Is my sound doing cracking or something? Oh my god. I hate this. Okay, well, maybe we can I... Let's try, that. Oh, no, it's fine. It's fine. Okay, shit. Ooh. Okay. Can you guys still hear that? Let me double check the... Earlier, okay. Well, yeah. Let me just double check that OBS is still getting the, Reaper audio. No, it's not. I need to fucking patch that back. Oh my god, I hate Linux audio. You guys need to get your shit together. I mean, this is a cool control panel, but I shouldn't have to need to use it. Okay, so. There we go. You guys can hear it. So, we need to, adjust some. I think we need less of that. So I'm going to move that to this track, and then I'm going to turn that track down. I think that's more of a slice. Yeah, I think we'll move this guy ahead. We're going to turn off the snapping here. We'll move that up a bit. That should be... We still got a little bit of the cracking, which is good. But there's not enough bass in the sound. So I'm gonna add an EQ onto this guy, and I'm gonna boost some of the low end. So you can hear it without the EQ, and with the EQ. So this is the, this is non-knife. That's bludgeoning, that's knife. Or metallic. And I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna take this guy. I'm gonna put an EQ on him. And I'm gonna increase the high end here so we get more of that knife. I'm also gonna sort of decrease a little bit the transient in there. So hopefully that's a better sound. Yo, I love the game engine. Thank you, Just Josh. Okay, so we're gonna export this. We're gonna export this as a new file. So we're gonna render, and I'm gonna okay, yeah, let's go into the right thing. We have the right settings. So I'm gonna call this crab hit slash, because this is if we hit with a slashing weapon. So we're gonna render that. That's been rendered out. So we can close that. We can save this. We can get back into the game. Run on it. All right, let's see if my camera is gonna work. We can get my camera back up, because no. Usually, if I just toggle the resolution down, it like comes back, but like it's not doing that, and I think I need to restart OBS, which I'm not gonna do. Well, we'll do it right before the end of stream, just in case, because then it'll just to see if I can be able to fix that. But we're going back here, so we're gonna find our crab. We're gonna go to the hit sound. You see we have crab hit here. We're gonna find our sounds. We're gonna find crab hit slash. We're gonna put that in here. So now the hit should depend on what kind of weapon. We're gonna save that prefab as well. This could depend on which weapon we use. So let's pull out, do you consider to switch to Windows? No, I wouldn't have switched to Linux if I had a choice, man. Windows is ass these days. It didn't used to be. I was firmly anti-Linux for a long time, or at least neutral on Linux. But as Windows has just gotten worse, I found that I needed to switch over. So we're not going back unless Microsoft makes Windows better. And if they do, I will switch back. I will switch back to Windows if Microsoft makes it better, but they have not done that. So that's our hit with the bludgeoning weapon. So let's switch to a thing. Ooh. But that's still playing the old sound. Why is it playing the old sound? So I'm gonna have to take a look at that. So, it's not playing the right sound. They work. I used Windows 11 the other day. I still have another computer with Windows on it, by the way. So it's like I do frequently interact with Windows, and it has not gotten enough better that... Actually, it's gotten worse, in my opinion. It has not improved in any way that would want me to switch back to it. But if it does, I'll switch back. Okay. Let me just double check that the sound that I think is the right sound is actually happening. So, we're going to go to our crab hit. Where's our... I need to sort this alphabetically. Sorry. Crab hit. That's definitely the sound that we want. But why is it not playing in the game? Looks like there's probably some code issues. So, we're gonna find our... Oh god, Rust. Oh. Okay, so two things. First, I'm gonna tell you that's not gonna happen. Like they're saying they're gonna use Rust, but they're not actually gonna use it because nobody fucking uses Rust. I mean, no hate against Rust, but it's just like people talk about using it all the time, and then they don't actually make anything in it, and then like, you know. Ooh, where's my crab hit? Ooh, interesting. This didn't get... Yikes. Okay, this didn't get saved correctly. We're gonna go and fix that. So. True indeed, LOL. So, we're gonna get that music back on. But yeah, also, it's like, you know, I don't know. Just like... I don't think anybody's going to need to tell me when Windows is fixed. First of all, I don't think it's going to happen because Microsoft seems like a broken-ass company. Like, they don't seem to be able to do anything. Which many large companies are like these days, for many reasons. But, like, you know, they're still just vibe coding everything. So it's like, you know, if Windows ever gets better, I'll find out about it. I'm sure you won't need to tell me. But I don't think it's going to happen. Unless something drastic happens at Microsoft, which might happen because they might lose all their money after the AI bubble pops. So we'll see. Okay, I need to add a comma here. Okay. But for some reason, our thing didn't get saved. And I'm not sure why. Because in our crab.json file, we should have that hit sound in here. But it didn't get saved. But I wonder what's going on there. So, At least for the slashing. Have I heard about Bun? I have. It does not seem like a good situation. Okay. So get sand index. Yeah, in the past... Zig is also another language, which I'm like... Man, nobody writes anything useful in this language. Sorry, I just offended a lot of people, I'm sure. This is what happens when I stream for longer. I start saying dumb shit. Well, I mean, it's true, but it's... I probably shouldn't have said that. Bun is broken now. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Alright, hit sound. Where do I... So I need to make sure it gets added to the sound index here. Okay. It's this update sound refs here that this is the important bit. So I'm going to go into debug mode. We're going to run this. People are laughing at the Bun developers. Yeah. I heard they like vibe coded shit. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't want to accuse anybody of doing something so heinous if they didn't actually do it. But somebody told me they vibe coded it. And yeah, I do consider that to be a pretty heinous offense. Like, to spew that into the public domain here. So that all we have to use this crap. AI wrote Bun. Okay, yeah. Using Rust. I mean, first of all, I bet you AI is terrible at writing Rust. Not that AI is good at writing any language, but it's certainly better at writing Python than it is at writing other languages. I would argue it's still not great at that, but like, you know, Python is kind of, I don't think there's a lot of good Python code out there, so. Okay, so I'm gonna hit this guy. I'm gonna find our hit sound. We're gonna put that into the slashing thing. It's not allowed. Not on ASO at least. Crab hit slash. We're gonna put that into the slashing thing. Then we're gonna save. Oh, why did that? Ah, wait. Ooh. This didn't get triggered. Why did that not get triggered? What happens if I... We're supposed to be hitting a breakpoint here, but we're not. Is this not the right... Let me see. Ah, that's why. Because I basically should have... I need to handle prefabs as well, it looks like. So I think if I reload now, it should work. Hopefully that will have fixed it. Handing everything to AI and not knowing what is happening in their code is crazy. I agree. But that's pretty much everybody who uses AI, isn't it? Like, it's like, I don't see a lot of people that are like, you know, actually reading all the stuff that comes out of the AI, which is, you know, kind of funny. It's like they say they're reading everything and then they write like 5,000 lines of code and then they're like, yeah, I read all of this. And I'm like, you definitely didn't. Okay, so let's go to our hit sound. We will add the sound. Crab hit slash. We're gonna save that. Now we're gonna check our crab.json. There we go. We have our crab hit slash in the JSON file. And we do have this set correctly. So now if we grab our... We're gonna grab our bludgeoning weapon. We're gonna grab our slashing weapon. And then we're gonna hit. Yeah. 1 second. So. Here's our bludgeoning weapon. We're gonna find a crab. This guy right here. He'll do. Where are you going? Okay, so that was the bludgeoning. That's fine. Let's do the slashing. Did that sound right? I need to hear that again. Okay, I'm gonna go into the... We're gonna go into our character.cpp. I'm gonna do my hit sound right here. We're gonna put a breakpoint right in here. So. Okay, so type is slashing. Ooh. Why is this not... It should be going in there. Why is it not? Yeah, what's our... Let's look at the array. Is there any data in here? Specifically, what is slashing? What's the actual value, though? Not. Give me the... Frig. Slashing is 3, 0. Yeah, so hit sounds 3 is equal to what? Null. Why is that equal to null? Is it... I think... Alright, well, I'm going to reload the game. and we'll see what happens. Because I think maybe just something's not, like, we're not, like, loading the file for some reason. Alright. So, Crab, your hit sound got replaced. But it's in the file. Alright, let's put some breakpoints in here. So, you can see that it's actually set here. It's probably my loading that's screwing up somehow. Crab hit slash, that's working. Oh. Oh. Where's this empty? That's odd. I don't know why there's an empty sound in there, but I think I know why, actually. But anyway, it is being set to the right. So, we need to find out where we're loading the thing and see why that's incorrect. Yeah, I know we're streaming for pretty long today, because I got a lot happening, you know? There's things going on. So, I am looking for... yeah, I know also my camera isn't working, which is quite annoying. I blame OBS. I mean, maybe it's not. Maybe I need to blame the people at friggin' what is it, Elgato? They make the camera. I don't know whose fault it is. It could be Linux's fault for all I know. So, hit sound. So somehow we're loading in the sound and it's not coming in. Okay, right here. So I'm gonna run that. We're gonna... Okay, so index is -1, and we're going to we're gonna find 3. Okay, so I is 3, index is 3. Sound index remap 3 is 50. So, hit sounds. Okay. It is set. It is set. That's interesting. So it did get loaded, but now, if we go to our crab, it's not showing up. Why is it not showing up? Something is clearly writing to it that is not... One second. We accidentally writing this somewhere? Value right. It should just... Alright, maybe it's the editor that's just not displaying it correctly? So I'm going to put a breakpoint in the editor here. So, hit sounds. In here, we're going to go to element 3. It's null. How did it get null? We clearly set it to... Unless... Oh, my... Friggin' C++, you bastard. Yeah, we need to... we weren't writing to the sound. We set this, but it was on the stack. That's what... There's your problem. Well, there's your problem. You need a reference. You gotta grab a reference to it. You can't copy it. I think that's the problem. Let's run it again. Run it back. All right. One more attempt with the camera. Okay. Okay, so now... Okay, let's click on the crab and see what he's saying here. Okay, it loaded it correctly now. There we go. We have the correct hit sound in the buffer. So let's see what happens when we actually hit. Let's get our crab. Come on. Hey! We finally got our sound! Do you hear that? You hear the metallic clang? You hear that metallic clang? There you go. I think that works nicely. And we have that impact VFX as well now. So, I think that works pretty well. Yeah, so now we can have special sounds for all sorts of different attacks. I'm gonna attempt to fix my camera. The stream is gonna disappear, hopefully for a second, but it might not come back. If it doesn't come back, don't forget to like and subscribe. Also join the Discord, and if you want to support me, donate to the Ko-Fi, which is linked down below. But so if I don't come back, I'll see you on Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Otherwise, I'll be back in a second. So I'm gonna close OBS, and we're gonna see what happens. Are we back? We're back. Okay, yeah, I don't know. Shit is not working. Anyway, I guess I'll just end the stream now. I couldn't get my camera working. I'll probably have to restart my computer. I don't know what the hell's going on here. Things going. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, everybody, if you're still here. Otherwise, yeah, come see me on Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and yeah, if you're new. Otherwise, yeah, you can also join the Discord. Wishlist the game on Steam. Don't forget that. And yeah, you know, that's how it goes. Wishlist the game on Steam. Don't forget to do that. And also, once again, this is the only job I do. I work on this game. I do not get paid for it at the moment. However, if you want to toss me a couple bucks so I can afford to buy new things like webcams and things to make the stream better, and yeah, you can donate to the Ko-Fi link down below if you choose to do that, like a $2, $5, or $10 donation if you are feeling generous. But yeah, you know, with that, you know, I'll just be plugging away, working on the game, and all the things I just said. See you next Saturday. Sorry, this Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Goodbye. Goodbye for real this time. I'm actually going